Welcome back, Masters and Princesses, to another episode of Maid News Network. I am your host, S.J. Nix, and today we will be covering TATU 23 from Sacramento, California. First, though, I'd like to say today is August 18th. It is about 5:15 in the morning. It is the morning of the Mexico show and the last international show for the 10th anniversary tour. There's a couple of Dawn Patrollers already out in line getting ready for the show tonight. And in a few days, we'll have the recap for that. But because this is the first opportunity I've had to get caught up, today is Friday. We're going to do Sacramento. Tomorrow morning, I will do Anaheim. And then on Sunday morning, I will go ahead and do Mexico City, and that will wrap it up. Peter's on his way home right now. We had a great time in Anaheim. But right now, we're here to talk about Sacramento, and the way that we always start these off is with the set list. Lots of things that we expected here with the set. All the static songs are pretty much there, light shuffling, but a couple of really cool and fun surprises. So let's get going on this. First up, Domination, Into Glory, Alone, and Play. That has been the roof of the set this entire tour, and that is a great 4 songs. Our first new song, and boy, was this a surprise. I don't know if anybody saw this one coming. I sure didn't. But in the 5 slot, we got Moratorium. Great song live. Just, so much energy in that song. Fantastic. Good for you, Sacramento. Into Choose Me, and then we get Miku's solo song. This time she pulled out Rockin' Me, another one that turns up once in a while, but that was a fun little surprise for you guys. Rockin' Me is always good. The sing-along for that one is extra fun for the crowd, so I know you guys had a good time. Then more into static stuff from now on. Manners has moved around a little bit, but for Sacramento is at the number 9 spot. Anemone popped back up. It's such a good emotional, slow down live song. Really, really great song to hear live. Into the tag team duo of Memorable and Daydreaming. Then we get Dice, Hate, and Freedom at the number 15 spot. Unleash, I love hearing live. So good. Don't You Tell Me, Endless Story, and then closing out the set, So We Thought, with No God. After No God, usually they leave the stage and then it's done. There's no encore. There's none of that. Not technically an encore, but because No God was number 19, that left a spot for one more song. And that song was the world debut of Shambles played live. You'll always have that one, Sacramento. No matter what happens anywhere else, you can always say, I was first and I got to see Shambles played live. We got it the next night in Anaheim, but you guys were first and you'll always be first. So congratulations for that. So there was a bunch of things, as always, always good and bad when you talk about these US shows. There was some mess up with the lineup getting in, and it's always at the front of the line where all the drama is going to happen, where someone's going to get upset. I guess they had 2 separate lines for security. They took like the first 15 to 18 people, put them in line 1. Then the next 18 go in line 2 instead of alternating back and forth. So there were some people who were probably in the 20s that got in before the people who were the 3s, 4s, and 5s. And it only takes one person to forget to take off their belt or have some metal in their pocket or have a bag that needs to be checked. And now you know when you should have been on the rail, now you're not on the rail. I don't have solutions to these problems. Every venue does it their own way. And some are really methodical and organized about it. And some of them have their head completely up their ass when it comes to this stuff. It's incredibly frustrating because I have been on both ends of that stick as far as really organized or just a shit show. So one of the reasons that I always reach out to the venue personally, if you a show that I'm going to a couple of weeks in advance, I try to head this stuff off. I try to warn them that there's going to be a whole lot of people there really, really early. Um, I've been fortunate. I haven't been screwed out of a rail spot because of this stuff, but I know people who have, and it sucks. So my advice to you, if you're going to a show and you're going to do this really, really early dawn patrol stuff, it is in your best interest, or someone in your little circle of people who are going to do this, reach out to the venue, ask these type of questions, how it works, and make a friend of the manager. Ask them, where do you want us to stand? I will help you organize these guys because they're here really early in the morning. If someone out there is talking like they understand what's going on and what's expected, most people will fall in line and listen. They want to be told what to do, and if it makes sense, they're going to go ahead and do it. So I know, sorry you guys in Sacramento that got screwed over with some of that stuff, but it's unfortunate. But there just is no solution to that problem, unfortunately. Anyways, a couple of things. So let's back up a little bit. We mentioned Dawn Patrol. So those guys were out here nice and early, lined up. This picture here is about from 8:30 in the morning, and there's 20-ish people out there about 8:30, maybe a little bit more, still hanging out in the shade. It got really, really hot in Sacramento. So if I believe me, I know how that feels. But I feel for you guys. You guys are dedicated. You're out there early on. You're having a good time. That is part of the fun for sure. I know there was some good fan swag going around. Here's a cool little iconic postcard that someone made. I apologize. I don't know who you are that made it. Please post in the video and say who you were. And if you got extras, happy to take one from you. I probably got stuff I can trade for those. Once inside leading up into it, we got a nice picture from Miku, who showed us what the interior of the venue looks like and said that they were getting ready for the show tonight. And then right here, I'm going to put up a couple of pictures of the live show. I don't have a ton of pictures for this one. Unfortunately, I did a little scrounging around. I didn't come up with too many great ones, but here is a few that I wanted to share with you. It seems like, other than the lineup mix-up, it seems like everybody had a good time. I've heard people who are veterans of bandmade shows said this was one of the best. The last show that you went to is always the best show you went to normally, but I heard a lot of really good things about the energy of this show and the set list from people who have been to multiple shows and said, yeah, it was definitely one of the best ones that they had ever been to. And then the girls gave us their normal after set photo somewhere inside the venue. And by all accounts, they had a great time. Now, because we're winding down to the end of the tour here, everybody, or all the girls who play stringed instruments always throw out picks. That is just the way it goes. You'll see pictures of people who caught a pick after the show all the time. One of the things we don't get often, and we've gotten a little bit more this tour, is the iconic drumsticks. So she's been out there spreading them around. Definitely, the later in the tour, the more we've been seeing them. So last night she put, or I'm sorry, not last night, Sacramento, she threw out 2 sticks, and here's a picture of the lucky bastards who happened to get those sticks. So one of them you may recognize. Congratulations, gentlemen. That's an amazing piece of memorabilia from the 10th anniversary tour. Again, not many people can say they got an iconic drumstick from 10th anniversary, especially used ones, because I know at Anaheim, she was tossing out some that were brand new ones. Sacramento and Anaheim, she was tossing out ones that were used, and she even wet signed those. So, wow, talk about a real special tour memorabilia item. But anyways, that's a really quick rundown of Sacramento. If you guys got any other picks, please share them either in cafe or whatever social media you use. Tonight is going to be the last night of the tour. Bittersweet for sure. A couple guys that we know are down there for the show. People have traveled around for that one. I expect this one to be really, really crazy because one, Mexican fans go nuts. They go absolutely super hard. So I think the energy is going to be nuts. This is the last show for the international, or the last international show for the 10th anniversary tour. So I'm expecting some real wild and crazy stuff tonight. So if you're watching this and you're in line for the Mexico City show, or you're going to go there later on, have a great time. This is your chance to show them that Mexico loves Maid. And I know that's not going to be a problem. I absolutely know for a fact that's not going to be a problem. But have fun tonight. Please be safe. Try to keep the moshing to a minimum. We've had it at a couple of the shows, and while there's people that certainly enjoy it, I think the vast majority of people at Maid shows have either grown out of it, isn't the right word because we're older, but it's just we go to enjoy it. But if that's your thing, just be respectful of the people that are around you. And with that, this has been TATU number 23, covering Sacramento. I am your host, SJ Nix from Maid News Network, and we will see you next time.